Do you want to reach more listeners with your podcast? Are you struggling to get downloads? Then you need to learn what SEO is and what it could do for your podcast so you can get the results that you desire. What is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's the practice of increasing both the quality and the quantity of website traffic, as well as exposure for your brand, through non-paid, also known as organic, search engine results. Learning SEO will give you a competitive advantage over podcasters who aren't using SEO as part of their marketing strategy. It's about understanding what your listeners are looking for. The ultimate goal is to end up in the SERPs, search engine results pages. And most businesses are competing for the top part of the results page because most people don't even go beyond the first results page. Do you? I'll admit that I rarely do. So learning SEO will give you a competitive advantage over podcasters that don't apply it to their marketing strategy. However, I know that the real goal is to help your ideal listeners find you. Now that I've unfolded that information for you, you might be wondering, well, where could I learn SEO and put it to practice? You could rush over to moz.com/keywords and start your keywords research before you start recording your next podcast or creating any other piece of content. Moz is the leading keyword research tool that most professional marketeers use. You can create a free account and start exploring which words will help you and your listeners find each other. All right, so you've got your keywords. Now what? First, let me tell you that Google started audio scanning and indexing in 2019. And you as a podcaster should be taking advantage of that to boost your podcast downloads. Fuse SEO keywords into your podcast script and use the words organically when you're recording episodes. You should also include the SEO keywords on your website, and I'm going to assume that you have a website. If you have a podcast, you're in business and you should have a website. If not, then come back to this video when you do. So moving on, for those of you who do have a website, it'll take more than uploading your audio to your website. Because remember, the audio will be indexed. Yay! Place focus keywords here. Places on your website to include keywords are the title of the post, the title of the podcast episode, subheadings, the URL of the image file names, image alt attributes, beginning and end of the page content, and sprinkled naturally throughout the page content. You can also transcribe your episodes, add them as show notes with links and offers, and in your images, you can include alt keywords to describe the images that you use on the podcast pages. Each episode should have an indexed page on your website. I know that you will get those downloads that you want if you apply SEO to your marketing strategy. Otherwise, you're just hoping for the best. And trust me, that doesn't help. Use SEO to your advantage and get found. Don't forget to go to moz.com/keywords to get started.